Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Somos Mas, the official podcast of Somos Mas NM, and your source for the latest news and notes on World Cup 2022. That's right, folks. This is our World Cup final edition of the show. We brought you 17 other episodes of coverage of the World Cup this year, and we have two more.
Don't cry, Earl. Don't cry. It's okay. Yeah. We'll have Women's World Cup next year, and then you'll be all right.
And we have lots of other things to talk about tomorrow night, Earl. And there are things that you don't even know about yet. So, guys, World Cup is finally done. We had intended to do this last night, but life things. We told people before. We have lives, we have families, we have kids, and so except for Earl.
Speak to yourself, asshole.
I said lives and kids, and neither of which
Once
you
again,
have.
Speak for yourself.
So, but no, we do appreciate you guys sticking with us through all the World Cup coverage. That is our topic tonight. Obviously, at this point, everyone's seen the match. You know that Argentina won the 2022 World Cup. Not for lack of effort on the part of Kylian Mbappe. I don't know what Jacob's laughing at this point. I know what he was laughing at earlier.
Earl was coughing, and then I don't know what happened, but he just threw the napkin or the paper. He was just... Earl's playing injured tonight, guys.
Earl's sucking it up. Let's just keep it going.
This is Earl's flu game. That's what this is. And we'll see if that translates to the podcast world, whether or not he can hold things together.
Is it MJ's? Is it incomparable to MJ's flu game, or is it comparable to like my flu game in high school where I played 5 minutes and then threw up for 20?
Probably that one.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how Earl's feeling here throughout the show. He's already warned us there's a chance he may take off if we continue to ramble. So we're going to try our best to stay on topic and not, go off on tangents.
Did you get that? Recipe there?
I did get the recipe. Thank you. I will go and pick up the things I need and I'll give that a shot this weekend, particularly since it is my birthday this weekend. So yeah, getting older. Hooray. And we got Team Earl over in the chat. So
of course we do, Robert.
Earl, you can pull from Robert's energy. There you go. Hopefully that'll help you power through your sickness this evening. So again, appreciate you guys being here. Argentina walked away the victors, and this was by far, at least in my opinion, the most entertaining match of the entire 2022 World Cup. I mean, did you guys feel the same way? Or is there something else that kind of was there one that stood out as more entertaining than this?
No, it was this one. It was by far this one. I mean, let me rephrase that. The final 25 minutes of regulation and then extra time were exciting. Mm-hmm. The first 75 minutes or so, not so much.
Despite the fact that Argentina had the lead?
Well, yeah, it was just complete and utter domination by Argentina for 70 or so minutes. France just could not get it together whatsoever. Give up a penalty, go down 1-0, still can't find anything. And then they go into halftime. You think maybe out of halftime they'll look better. No, not so much.
Yeah.
And then Argentina scores a second, and you're like, oh, okay, well, congrats, Messi.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that penalty. I mean, obviously, penalties have been a huge talking point of the tournament, whether it's kicks from the mark, whether it's the penalties that have been called. Earl, this first penalty for Messi, watching this, did you feel like this was a fair call? I know some folks still, kind of threw up their hands and said, hey, what the heck is going on? Why is this a penalty?
You're asking the wrong person, dude.
Hold on. Can we, Earl, I have a very important question for you. Did you watch this game?
Yes, I did watch this game.
Okay.
But
just make sure, because I text you guys.
Hold on. Time out, motherfucker.
Guys, hold on. I text you guys, and both of you said you were not watching the game. So I just want to make sure that you guys caught up. And
so I didn't start watching until like the 75th minute.
So you didn't watch all of the game?
Fuck no. I had other things going on that morning.
You never saw the penalty that we were talking about?
Nope. That's why I said you're asking the wrong dude. I had actually forgot about it and I was out doing things already at 8 o'clock in the morning.
You forgot
How
about it?
did you forget about the World Cup final?
France,
Look.
Argentina, Messi, Mbappe.
The future, the past, like this was it. If you had to watch one game this World Cup,
That's exactly
Back-to-back
that's exactly what was happening on Sunday was my future and my past.
I thought we weren't going there tonight, or
We're not. But
We're
I was
not.
already doing things at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So I didn't get a chance to like just stop and watch the whole entire game. So I actually got a chance to watch the last little part, the 75th minute extra time PKs. I actually got to watch that.
So Robert over in the chat says the first PK was soft. Jacob, I mean, what did you feel about it?
I mean, it was soft, but it was still a penalty.
Okay.
I talk about the refs kind of in a whole. I thought the referee was almost flawless. Probably close to like as close to flawless as you can get being a referee. And so no, I think it was. And it was soft, but it was.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like when you have guys like Messi, who's going to get into those areas, and we've seen it throughout the tournament. He's worked himself into an area where, if he takes that bump, he's going to go down. Like I mean, you just know he is.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like it's enough to where you're going to call a foul because he's on the ball. He's got possession. You know, he's heading towards the goal. Like it's going to get called. And yes, it was extremely soft, but I think it was fair. And yeah, Argentina looked like world beaters if you're the first 60, 75 minutes. And like you said, you texted us and we both we had no one watching. Of course, I was dealing with a personal situation that I told you guys about, but I did watch it later. And yeah, when I saw Argentina go up 2-0, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about France's chances to win this at this point. Now, I had France to win the whole thing. I honestly didn't think Argentina had a chance in this game. But the way that France came on in the second half, particularly there, getting the final 15, 20 minutes, and Mbappe, basically single-handedly got France back in there, kept France in it, So, I mean, what do you think was the turning point there in the second half, Earl?
Hold on, Earl's dying. Okay. I would like to point out that it was Di Maria that drew the first penalty, not Messi. But
right.
It was same basic principle.
Yeah, that's what guys like Messi are going to get in. So.
What'd you just ask?
What was the turning point for France in the second half?
The fact that Mbappe got free and was it actually able to do something?
I think that's fair. I think that's absolutely a fair assessment. I mean, someone of his talent, if he's able to get free and make plays and draw attention or get opportunities to put the ball on frame, like he's gonna hit the net from time to time. He's gonna draw penalties. He's gonna create chances for France to stay in that.
Anyways, wow. Anyways, yeah, the penalty there for France. I don't even know if I wouldn't even say France came on there at the end. They had some more chances after they tied it up, but after they tied it up, it was kind of just back and forth. Chance here for France, chance for Argentina, chance for France, chance for Argentina. So it was really just like that 90-second stretch where they get the foul, they get the penalty, Mbappe buries it, and then literally 90 seconds after he buries it, just kind of an incredible play by Mbappe to get ahead on the, I don't even, it was like half clearance, half just a long ball, just kind of belted it down there to see what happens. Messi gets a beautiful flick to it with his head and then receives a lob over the top of the defense and finishes it first time, on the volley, doesn't hit the ground. He's almost laying horizontal to the ground when he kicks it, places it perfectly, has pace on it, it was literally like a 30-second little piece of Mbappe magic that got France back into it. And then from then it was, like I said, it was kind of back and forth. France had a chance, Argentina had a chance. Messi had one that was tipped over the bar in like the dying moments of stoppage time and regulation. That if he makes that and that's the winner, I mean, holy crap, that would have been crazy. But Lloris gets a touch to it, puts it over the bar. We go to extra time, and for the rest of regulation, I mean, France just, I think they were just kind of happy to be in that place in particular, and they were playing more free after that, where they weren't so, oh my gosh, especially after they got down where they were real tight. I think they were able to open up, and Mbappe can do that. And I mean, but back, I don't want to take away from Argentina's first half too much, because we kind of just, our first 70 or so minutes. I mean, France made 2 changes, 1 change in the first half, and then 2 changes at halftime, I believe, including taking off Dembele. No, they'd made 2 changes in the first half, sorry, including taking off Dembele, who has been a stalwart on the right side for them, and then Giroud, who was in reaching distance of getting in the golden boot for this thing. He had 4 goals. Mbappe's 5 coming into this game. They took both of those players off because it just wasn't, that's how bad it was in the first half for France. That's how much they were lacking anything offensively. And then just kind of getting carved up defensively in the midfield. Dembele is the one that commits the penalty in the first place on Di Maria. And so I want to, so much happened after the 75th minute that I know we need to talk about, but just to kind of put into context that first 70 minutes or so, I mean, it was just complete and utter domination by Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina was fantastic, and looking at the changes that France made, I feel like taking Giroud off when they did was interesting, because I mean, like you said, France wasn't getting opportunities, they weren't creating, they weren't getting into areas, and that's a little uncharacteristic for a lineup featuring Olivier Giroud. He's a guy that gets in there and has a body that can draw attention. And Marcus Thuram, guy that plays for Gladbach in the Bundesliga, he's a bit of a pacey guy, more like an Mbappe style kind of player. Plays the pace, gets out ahead, gets out between guys, plays off the shoulder. He looks for those balls in behind, and I won't necessarily. But even with that change, it took France a while to unlock what Argentina was doing defensively. And Thuram he really didn't necessarily have an impressive game by any stretch of the imagination, but I think just what he brought helped open that up for France.
Yeah, I guess I still argue that it never got opened up until they tied it. Once they got level again, then Argentina kind of pushed forward for another goal. But for the first 70 minutes or so, I mean, he came on. I think I want to say they came on at like the 38th minute or so, 36th minute, something like that. So for 10 minutes of the first half and then 30 minutes of the second half, nothing was opened up. They still just looked really, really bad and could not get anything going forward.
Yeah, and like I said, like it was, I don't know, it was rough. And to Robert's point, yes, I did see that interview that Robert was talking about where the head coach did come up and say that there was some illness going around, so they had to make changes earlier than expected. And anytime you do that, it's gonna put you in a position where you still got to figure out what your own side is gonna do. But yeah, I mean, all credit to Argentina. Like they came out and they just completely shut down what had been, I think, the top scoring side in the entire World Cup. I don't have the stats in front of me, but like they shut them down, and they didn't really give them opportunities like we've seen France, create against other sides. And so, yeah, it was just incredible to see, especially for a side that we had talked about, that they were potentially aging out of this World Cup. And early on, we questioned whether or not Argentina could even make it this far. So, I mean, Earl, looking at Argentina, I don't believe you had them going very far in this. Okay, that's what I thought. As you watched them through the round of 16 and the other quarterfinal, semifinal leading up to this, did you start to think that maybe Argentina had a shot to pull out some sort of magic here, or did you think that they were just, that they weren't going to have it?
So once they got to the semifinals and they had to play Morocco, I was pretty sure that they were done.
You muted,
You're on
Jacob.
mute.
They didn't play Morocco in the semifinals. They played Croatia.
Croatia, same thing. Morocco, Croatia, same area.
Is it though?
Yes, it's close enough. It's close enough if you don't know geography.
Fair enough.
So no, I didn't expect them to make it to the final. Especially because I'm the one that convinced my coworker to not pick Argentina on a bet that he had with a friend.
So how'd that turn out? You guys still friends?
Oh yeah, we're still.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
instead he bet on Brazil and France.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's not a bad bet, Brazil and France, but I mean, yeah, it was just incredible to see. Like, a lot was made of this being Messi's last tournament. People were saying, "Oh, FIFA's trying to set it up," and I think this last match proved that like FIFA wasn't doing jack crap.
No, FIFA's rigged. FIFA's rigged. Think about it. It's Messi's last possible chance at this shit, and all of a sudden he goes the entire distance after losing to the World Bombers. Too soon?
No, go ahead.
So after they lose to Saudi Arabia, everyone's writing them off, and then all of a sudden they come back and make the finals and win it, obviously. So yeah, it's going to be like a Disney movie in about 2 or 3 years about Messi.
You didn't give me any reason to believe that it was rigged. I think it was just
a money. It's a cash cow.
But how did they rig it, Earl?
Because now they're gonna make a movie about Messi winning the World Cup. It's
not America. Disney's not gonna make that movie.
Not why. How? How did they make this happen? Did they pay off the other teams to lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. They got hot at the right time, and they figured out their issues, and you could see different stages of improvement from match to match. And so, I mean, I still didn't think I still had Brazil, obviously going through. Jacob, you and I were talking today. I had Argentina going to the third place game. That's where I thought they were going to end up, despite how they were looking. And is this more? Do you think this is more on Argentina going out and being successful in what they want to do, or do you think this is about France being unsuccessful in what they wanted to do?
A bit of both is probably the answer to that all the time. But specifically for this instance, I mean, France just kind of looked confused and looked. I mean, like Robert was saying, the illnesses and stuff. I know they had several bouts of whatever was going around over there throughout the tournament. So they didn't look to be themselves. I would, if France is fully healthy, and not just from the sickness, but missing players here and there, they're a freaking scary ass team for 2026, even still. But I think in this particular match, Argentina came out and kind of stifled them. But then also they kind of looked just lethargic and didn't show the energy that I thought they would. So I think it was a bit of both. But at the end of the day, they're just such a good team that they still were able to tie it, not once but twice. We haven't even got into extra time, but they come back and tie it again. And so looking. I mean, I think we both picked Croatia to beat Argentina. when we were talking about that when we were previewing that match. Man, I feel stupid about that now, but at the time it just kind of made sense. I mean, this was at the time it was an Argentina team that just had given up a 2-0 lead to Netherlands and needed penalties to get through that, and then right after that, Croatia takes out Brazil. So it's like, okay, well, Croatia beating Brazil was way more impressive than Argentina giving up a 2-goal lead and going to penalties with Netherlands. So I defend it a little bit still, but at the end of the day, Argentina just played the best soccer when it mattered most, and Messi, I can't really argue with most of the people or everybody, all the quote unquote experts that are saying Messi was the player of this tournament. I still personally think Mbappe was better in this tournament, but that's me and my dislike of penalty spot goals. Basically, I understand that Mbappe had 2 in the final, but Messi had 1 in the final and then 4 others, I believe. So that's that. But he still, I mean, he still played very well. He's obviously the GOAT. As far as like our generation, I can't speak to like Pele and others, but he came out, he got the one hardware that he was missing other than the MLS Cup and Supporter Shield, which he'll get here in a couple years, I think. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, just kudos to him.
Yeah, going into extra time, obviously the tied 2-2. I mean, what was your sense of? Did you have a sense of what was going to happen at the end here? Did you think someone was going to find a winner, or did you think that it was just going to remain evenly matched?
Better.
So as soon as that third one went in, the one that no one thought went in, but actually did because it was like 4 feet from the line. As soon as that one went in, I thought it was done. So I actually stopped watching. I was like, oh, it's like 88th minute. There's no possible freaking way that France is going to score another one, just even tie it up. And as soon as I put my phone down, my friend messaged me, said, holy shit. Once he said that, I turned it back on and missed the third goal from France. I was like, what the hell am I missing here? So yeah, I know I'm a terrible person.
So you missed 75 minutes and then you turned it off early. Anyways, going into extra time, I honestly thought France was going to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think Argentina looked shell-shocked after France tied it for the majority of that time. They did have a few chances there on the break, but I thought France kind of finally found their footing. And Mbappe, I mean, once a player gets hot, he just does crazy shit after that. And so I really did think France was going to pull it out until, Messi gets the third for Argentina in extra time. And then you're like, oh, all right, well, here we go again. France, good game, but it's Messi's. And then I severely underestimated Martinez going into the penalty shootout because I fucking hate that guy. I really do. I cannot stand him. But I'll be damned if his little antics don't work in the penalty shootout and his little mind games get in France's head and he pulls it out.
Speaking of Martinez, do you think that something needs to be done regarding his lewd behavior afterwards?
Something like what?
I don't know. A fine, a suspension.
I don't even know what happened, so you might have to elaborate.
Well, I mean, you turned off the game.
Oh my gosh, this picture is everywhere. He wins the Golden Glove. He takes the trophy, puts it on his penis.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Golly, girl. So yeah, I guess you could fine him, but that was like the least annoying thing that he did to me. It got a picture. It gave us a picture of him doing it, and then somebody from Qatar standing behind him with this shocked look on his face, and it was priceless to me. It kind of summed up the Qatar World Cup experience. I could just kind of put it all a nice little bow on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting moment to say the least. And it just, yeah, like you said, it just kind of sums up just how the whole experience with this Qatar World Cup has been. Just a bunch of just, I don't know, just like random stuff that just people seem to think is a great idea. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting to say the least, but yeah, I mean, action there in the extra time, it's watching that. I honestly, even though France came back, I didn't think France was gonna pull it out. I honestly didn't. Just seeing how they have played, and I just feel like Argentina had a swagger. Even though they might have been a little bit dejected after that tying goal to send it into extra time. Like I just felt like Argentina had the confidence to pull that out, and I mean, I was certainly excited to see it go 3-3 and then go to kicks, and again here we see kicks for whatever reason. These guys who get paid millions of dollars not shooting well, not converting from the spot, like, and I don't know. I still just can't explain like what's going on with the penalties.
Well, me and Earl will be able to tell you how hard penalties are sometime this year as we face each other.
Look, I know how hard penalties are. Just ask Casey Gasson.
True. Earl.
That mean you lost that, Earl?
No, I won.
Earl, go to sleep.
I'm out of here.
All right, Earl.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think France's were like the worst penalty attempts we've seen this tournament, obviously. Thank you, Japan, for that. But they still just kind of seemed a little off. And I should have known going into penalties that Argentina probably had the advantage there, seeing as they had already been there, done that. And Martinez has had that confidence for it. So I believe he's talking about David Ochoa. But still, at that point, once it went to penalties, it was like, okay, we can't separate these two teams. Like Mbappe equals Messi in this tournament and in this match. Like Argentina equals France. You just can't. It's like we talked about it. You go to extra time or you go to penalties, it's a draw. It's not a win for either side. So, with that in mind, I think it was fitting that it ended there and went to penalties. And yeah, Messi gets to hold the title because he buried his, and Martinez stopped a couple of France's, and that's great for him. But in my head, I look at this match and think, yeah, that's two equal teams. I'd argue that France is even the better team, deal with what they were dealing with injury and sickness wise. But it was fun. It was clearly the match of the tournament, probably the match of all the tournaments ever, maybe.
Some people have said it's the best World Cup final ever.
Well, and the thing about finals, like not just World Cup finals, but like anytime you get into a final, like a Game 7 of the NBA, most of the time those games aren't good. Most times those games aren't good because there's a lot of tenseness and emotion and just pressure on you. And so a lot of times you don't get the best played games in those do or die situations like that. So it really did just show. And I, honestly, I mean, you can kind of see that with France, at least to begin with. Robert brings up a good point that I've been meaning to mention, but I hadn't. Martinez made a save in overtime where one-on-one with who was it? Crap. I can't remember now. I can see his face, but I can't think of the name. And Martinez comes out, makes himself big, something that Earl would say don't do. He would say stay on your line and cry, I guess. I don't know. But Martinez comes out, makes himself big, gets that save to essentially save the match because it was late in stoppage or second half there of extra time, and if that goes in, we're having a completely different discussion right now, obviously. But alas, he makes the save. He makes saves in the PK shootout, and yeah, I mean he was, after seeing 2 shots on goal in regulation and having both of those get past him, he ended up turning it around and making the most important save in open play, and then multiple important saves in the PK shootout. And you got to tip your cap to him, even if he is a jackass.
Yeah, and that's something that's been on display throughout the World Cup is the play of the goalkeepers. Like, we've seen tremendous saves from a number of different keepers, throughout the entire tournament, and it just goes to show just how difficult a position that is to play, and just how important that role is. I was talking to Ken Sickinger today, and he asked me how much of the World Cup did you watch? I said probably about 397 hours worth. He goes, yeah. He goes, I've never watched this much before. And I said, yeah. I mean, it's been straight up entertaining the entire way through. The goalkeeping has been entertaining. The goal score has been entertaining. Like, it's just been a lot of fun to see the high level of play from the best players in the world. And I felt it kind of made me think, it was fitting that this final match came down to kicks.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, we all said we kind of had stuff going on. I actually couldn't watch extra time and the PK shootout live. I had to go back and rewatch it, but just the tournament in a whole, and to cap it off with this match, I mean, it was a fantastic tournament on the field. I think the on-field product was just top notch all tournament long. Just had entertaining match after entertaining match, except for the first Croatia-Morocco match. That was really boring. But other than that, it was just nonstop action for the most part, and I can't wait to do it again in 4 years here in America. I'll get there. Don't worry. I can't wait to do it 4 years again here in America and actually get to go to some matches, hopefully. But in the meantime, we do get to watch. Unfortunately, we have to watch on Fox again, which is interesting. But at least this one's in Australia / New Zealand, and so I don't have to worry about Qatari. Like, I don't think Crocodile Dundee is going to be on stage trying to put a hat on whoever wins the trophy, like they did with Messi and whatever the hell they put on him. Just blew my mind that they forced their way into the ceremony like that. But we don't have to deal with that. We don't have to deal with the awkwardness of Fox trying to cover a controversial World Cup from a location that's controversial anyways. And so maybe they'll do better with this one. But yeah, I did like 9 months, 7 months, something like that. We get to do it with the Women's World Cup, and I'm excited for that one. I will probably watch almost as much as that one as I did this one. So I'm excited for that. And again, I mean, just what a tournament! What a tournament from beginning to end. I mean, was it the first match with Qatar just getting their butts kicked by Ecuador? That one of the first matches we had, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. The USA matches were all exciting, if not heartbreaking at times. I mean, it was just a great tournament. I'm so excited for it. And we'll probably, spoiler alert, talk a little bit more about it in a couple days, maybe.
Yeah. It's. Am I getting feedback off of you or what?
Maybe.
I think so. I think it might have been picking me up on your headphones. I could be wrong, but okay. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but yeah, no, I mean, obviously, there was some controversy surrounding this one. There potentially some debate as to whether or not 2026 will be less controversial or not.
Well, we won't be talking about how women have no rights here,
That is true.
or how bad it is for the LGBTQ community, and we won't have people dying building the stadiums because they're already built.
Yeah.
So there might be controversy, but it won't be people's lives at stake controverscy.
Yeah, that is true.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Women's World Cup next summer. We're gonna have at least one more discussion here this year about the 2022 World Cup, and 2026 we're gonna try to get to at least one match. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like it's been basically nonstop soccer for the past like month, and it's been fantastic. Like it really has. And yeah, I didn't get to watch the full thing live. I was dealing with some personal stuff. But did get to watch it.
Do you not want to mention it? Because I think it's freaking hilarious.
No, I can absolutely mention it. So, we've talked about this in our group chat. So the other night, my youngest son, we went to the store. We were walking around. He picks up a Roblox gift card. And I say, no, we're not getting it. Let's go. Well, we go home. Don't think anything about it. Saturday night, I'm cleaning up I'm putting my boys to bed, and I find a Roblox gift card in my living room. Now, I didn't buy a Roblox gift card. My son stole a Roblox gift card from an establishment here in town. And
you already said the name.
Yeah. Did I say Target? Yeah.
Yeah.
We stole it from Target. And that led to things. And so Sunday morning, we got up, made him write a letter to the store manager, and took him to the store. We had to go take the card back, give it to the manager, apologize to him, give him the letter. And so that's what I was dealing with Sunday morning instead of watching the game. But I did get to watch it later. And
it was the life of parenting.
Right? Oh, man.
Something we waited 4 years for. The most anticipated World Cup final in our lifetime. And you have to go take a stolen gift card back to Walmart. Or
Target.
I mean, if that's not parenting, I don't know what is.
But yeah, so I mean, I knew the final going. I knew. Well, I didn't see the kicks. I didn't see that result until later. But I knew that it went to extra time. I knew that there were goals scored, and so going back and watching it, it was still exciting to watch, despite knowing what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Again, just watching this talent at this level was just so much fun, and I can't wait to do it again. So.
Yeah, and now Mbappe and Messi get to go be teammates again in like a matter of weeks. We have, EPL coming back like right away. Leagues Cup's coming back like tomorrow or something like Thursday or something like that. I think Liverpool and Man City play Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I don't know if that's EPL or if that's Leagues Cup or what it is, but I mean it's
there's Premier League tomorrow.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have. I mean, they'll be.
Oh no, sorry, Carabao Cup tomorrow. I apologize.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and then Premier League picks up on Boxing Day.
Okay. So yeah, we'll get. There's going to be a lot of football to be played still, but it's just not the World Cup, so it won't be quite the same. But yeah, that's all I got. I mean, it's been football galore for 20 some odd days. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do without it, honestly.
Right. It's going to be strange not waking up at 6 a.m. and having soccer on TV, at least until Monday.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of Premier League, but I struggled to watch Premier League games that Tottenham is not a part of, unless it's like Liverpool, Man City, or some top teams playing each other. So it's not like I'll watch games all day on Premier League Saturday.
Yeah, I get that. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat, I mean, I tend to try to watch a little Premier League, a little Bundesliga, a little La Liga, just to kind of see the top leagues. Yeah, I mean, just looking around, I'm looking at the schedule this week. Yeah, Copa del Rey's back in action tomorrow. Carabao Cup. I don't see any league play outside of like the lower divisions.
Yeah, I don't think there is until this weekend or after Christmas.
Yeah, Championship plays. PSG has a friendly.
Yeah, Tottenham has a friendly Wednesday too.
Yeah, I saw that. Nice. Yeah, it's City and Liverpool play in the Carabao Cup on Thursday.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I agree. Like there's so much here that we wouldn't normally watch, you know. But yeah, it's like Saturday, Sunday, we're gonna be back in the thick of it, and then we're only a few short months away from the USL Championship season. So
yeah, which we get to talk about some tomorrow.
We will definitely talk about that tomorrow. We know things that are going to. We've heard rumors of things. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to get back into some USL Championship talk tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate Robert. Appreciate you being here in the chat. Thank you. Thank you to everyone listening for tuning into all these episodes. We do appreciate that. So, that being said, I mean, Jacob, sign us off for World Cup.
Yeah. So we just mentioned it tomorrow. Get to talk USL, New Mexico runners. Santi Moar coming back to the black and yellow. And then Wednesday, preview of that. Wednesday, we've got something to just kind of recap the tournament as a whole, as far as the World Cup goes. So tune into that, and then after that, the content will slow down. We'll have every other week or so we'll be talking New Mexico United, but we'll still be here. And then when the season starts back up, as it gets closer to the season, we'll preseason and stuff like that. We'll go back to once a week. We'll be here. We'll be your source for New Mexico news and notes. And until tomorrow night, guys, at 9:00, somos unidos.